This is where you will enter the athletes into the meet. Before you begin entering athletes, you have a couple options for how you view the information on the screen. By selecting the round, you can limit the events to show only the round in which you want to enter athlete. By selecting Show Eligible, you can limit the athletes that display in the roster to only those which are eligible for the event that you have selected. And by selecting the Selected Team, you will display only the entries for the team that you are currently working on. First, select the team to enter athletes from. We'll begin with Ottawa Hills. Then select the event that you want to start with on the event list. We'll start with the first event, the 200 medley relay. Because this is a relay, you will see the Add Relay button to the right of the event list. To add a relay for this team, click the Add Relay button. This is the relay seating screen. Here you can see the relay ID has been automatically assigned as A, since this is the first relay that we have entered. On the left are the relay entries. The first 4 are the relay legs, the next 4 are for the optional alternates. On the right is the team roster. To add a swimmer to the relay, you can either double-click from the roster list or type the first characters of their last name and then use the arrow keys and enter to select the athlete. If the swimmer is not in the roster, click New Athlete. This will take you to the Roster Administrator screen where you can add the athlete. When you have finished, click the Return button, and you can now select the athlete from the roster. Once you have all 4 names in, you can edit the relay. To move a swimmer to a different position, click the gray box to the left of the name and drag them up to the position you want them in. This shifts everyone else down 1. If you need to replace a swimmer with someone else from the roster, click on the swimmer in the relay, and then select the new swimmer from the roster. Once you have the relay the way you want it, click Accept. If you have not entered the maximum number of relays allowed, you will be asked if you want to add another. We'll click Yes. You'll notice that this relay has automatically been assigned B for the ID, since it is the second relay that we have entered. If you know that a team is going to have a relay, but you don't know who they are going to enter, you can click on the No Name button. You will be asked if you want to make all of the names for the relay blank. Clicking No will make just one name blank. Clicking Yes will put blanks for all 8 legs of the relay. Once you have finished with the relay, click Accept. And click No if you don't want to add any more relays for this team. This takes you back to the entry screen. You will notice that the 2 relays have been entered into the seed data list. If you need to edit a relay, click on the relay name. This will take you back to the relay screen. To replace a swimmer with another swimmer, click on their name and double-click on the swimmer in the list that you want to replace them with. You can also move the swimmers in the relay by clicking and dragging on the gray box. When you're finished editing the relay, click Accept. To delete a relay from the event, double-click on the team code for that relay and click Delete from Event. Say yes if you really want to delete the relay or no if you don't want to delete the relay. Now let's do an individual event. Click on the next event you want to put entries into. We'll do the 50 free as an example. Because this is an individual event, the roster is now available on the right. To enter a swimmer into the event, you can either double-click them from the roster or type the first few characters of their last name into the text box and use the arrow keys and enter to select them. If the swimmer that you want to enter is not in the list, click New Athlete. This will take you to the Roster Administrator screen, where you can enter the athlete into the team's roster. Click Return to go back to the seed data screen, and you can now select the new swimmer. To replace a swimmer that you have already added, click on the person you want to replace, and then click the swimmer that you want to replace them with. To delete a swimmer from the event, double-click on the team code next to the swimmer's name. You can either delete them from the event or remove them from the meet, which will take them out of every event that they are entered in, including relays. Now let's go ahead and enter the rest of the swimmers for this event. I'm going to have an exhibition heat of the 50 free. Even though it will be swum first, I enter my 3 varsity swimmers in order of speed. This is my fastest, position 1, my second fastest, position 2, my third fastest, position 3. Now we'll go ahead and add my fastest exhibition swimmer. You will see that the position is 4 and the status has automatically been marked as exhibition. This is because when we set up the seating preferences, we set the number of entries per team to 6 and the number of scoring swimmers to 3. So anyone with a position number greater than 3 automatically becomes an exhibition swimmer. Now let's enter the last 2 exhibition swimmers. Notice that because I reached the maximum number of entries for this team, it automatically moved me on to the next event, which is diving. Diving entries are the same as swimming when you seed by position. Your best diver goes in first, second best is second, and the third best is third. One other thing to notice is the number of entries listed next to the event. This lets you know at a glance how many athletes have been entered into each event. I'll go ahead and finish entering athletes for this meet. Once you've got all your entries in, click Seed Events button to begin seeding the meet.